Hello, darlings, and welcome to CareOffBook. I'm Carolyn, but you could call me Care. Let's get into it, okay? Because I do not want to waste anybody's time here. Frozen, the Pro Shot, is coming to Disney Plus on June 20th. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this. And okay, pretty much that's all the information you need to hear, but listen, let's have a conversation, okay? There needs to be more Pro Shots.
Now, hallelujah!
Yes.
Hallelujah!
Yes.
Hallelujah!
I feel like I've been saying this to people around me, and the same question is, what is a pro shot? So, a pro shot is when a stage show is shot on film and then you're able to watch it. Think of Angela Lansbury when they did Sweeney Todd.
What happened then? Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away.
Not Sweeney.
Not Sweeney Todd!
They had that pro shot. Think of Hamilton that's on Disney Plus. That's a pro shot versus a live action movie, right? And so this brings me into pretty much what I want to talk about is I'm like, Disney, I think you're missing a huge opportunity or a certain market that like people have tapped into, but they haven't done it successfully. So for example, Broadway HD is a streaming service with lots of pro shots. But here's the thing, I'm gonna say it. I feel like the pro shots aren't that great, and I feel that it's probably very difficult to be able to get these pro shots, especially in in America, because you're actually trying to deal with the union, and it's different for what's on stage versus what's on film. So the fact that there's not necessarily something in between, it just seems like chaos. And I'm like, Disney, come here. Let's have a conversation, please. And also let me know if you're like, I understand what you mean, girl, or if you're like, this could be complicated because of A, B, and C, okay? So here's the thing. Disney, you keep saying like, okay, let's make live actions. Let's keep doing this. Start doing pro shots. First off, the stuff is already made, right? All you have to do is just get the rights, put it on Disney Plus, and watch it flourish. And I'm more than happy to tell you which pro shots people want to see. And so one for me would be Sweeney Todd with Josh Groban. Like, I want to see that so badly. Can you imagine if someone was like, oh, we have a pro shot of Wicked with the original cast? It's like, I don't care if that was over 25 years. Like, hello, credit card on my head, I'm here to buy. So I think that, and even if it's not Disney, I'm thinking movie theaters. Like, you have a difficult time having people come in to watch a movie. Can you imagine if they're like, hey, we have a pro shot of these shows? Like, I remember when I heard that Waitress was coming to theaters, my friend and I, we had a good time because it was like, thank goodness this is something that we were in California, right? It's like we're not able to go and see a Broadway show or go to the West End, right? And so the fact that this was available for us and then we can buy the pro shot, which I did, like, awesome, wonderful. By the way, I think you can actually watch it on a different streaming service. I want to say Max. But anyways, it's like, I feel like these are wasted opportunities. And this brings me back to an old episode I had, which was about, it was about Funny Girl. Leah Michelle was in it, and they were trying to sell the pro shot, and pretty much the executive heads were like, we don't really see this happening. And listen, if you've been following me since my Leah Michelle like saga, because listen, I'm not a fan of her, but she is talented. And I actually think like, wow, that was a big mistake. Huge. Because the thing is that I even would have gone to the theaters to watch her in Funny Girl and talk all about it. And it's like, there would have been people that went to the theaters because they are a fan, they're curious, or they're haters, right? And like, also, side note, someone called me a hater and I was like, I don't identify with that word or that vibe. I think I just critique and then I explain like why I may not be a huge fan or I dislike it. But then some people are like, no, it's black and white. You either love it or hate it. And I'm like, what happened to nuance? Okay, so moving on. I thought that was crazy that they didn't get the Funny Girl pro shot and put it in theaters, because during that time, it was the Taylor Swift concert movie. And remember, people were like dancing in the theater. There were even people that were like, I'm buying out the theater so I could watch this movie in peace. And it's like, the thing is like, to me, it's like, okay, so what? You're probably thinking like, oh, that's a Taylor Swift community. And in fact, I need to look into it. It's like, didn't Taylor Swift invest in it herself? Like, she knew. She's like, I know my fans. And it's like, I need someone in there that's like, hello, there is a community of people who love musicals, who love streaming it, who love to see it, okay? Like, I would love to see, I don't even know where to get it, where it's Hugh Jackman in Oklahoma. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even a huge fan of Oklahoma, but I would love to see him in that. And if I could do it in my own living room, hello, I am a theater girl now turned into a musical overtired mother, okay? And I think, like, you could tell me why you love musicals. I love musicals because it is my escape. And listen, I love being a mom. I'm so good at it. I'm just saying. And it's like, I love the fact that I can be home and start singing show tunes to my daughter. And it's like, oh my gosh. So sorry to kind of like go back to the point, is the fact that Frozen, the pro shot, is coming to Disney Plus. You do realize, I believe it's a rule that in order to go see the musical, they say like the child must be 8 or older. And I know some of you are totally breaking that rule. And I'm like, you know what? I might do it too. Ooh. But the thing is that I don't even have to. I already have Disney Plus. I don't even have to break the rules. My daughter and I can enjoy it and we can sing Let It Go. And I'm so excited for that. Okay. And then what was the last thing? I know there was one more thing I wanted to mention. Oh, okay. So another thing people bring up about pro shots, they're like, oh, okay, so let's say pro shots become the norm. Love that for us. And they're like, but wait, if we start making pro shots the norm, does this mean people won't go to musicals? And I'm here to say, slime tutorials. How many? Okay, you don't have to answer this question, but the thing is like, those who understand slime tutorials, does this stop you from seeing the musical? And the only thing that I think stops people from seeing a musical is if it's bad. If they're like, yeah, I don't need to go and see this. And no offense to Broadway HD, I think that's the case, where there's a lot of things on there where I'm like, I watched Space Dogs. I'm so sorry for the people that created it. Like, they do have a lot of talent, but the fact that this was on Broadway HD and I spent 3 hours being like, this gets better, right? What is happening? Why? Like, can you imagine if they had pro shots of off-Broadway things? Like when you think of what's his name? Keith from the Try Guys, because he was off Broadway, and I was like, you know what? I would be interested in watching that. I would be interested in watching Little Shop of Horrors with different cast members. And to me, I was like, okay, sorry. Let's get it all together, girlfriend. The point I'm trying to make is that people will go still see the show. I don't see people being like, hey, I got Hamilton on Disney Plus. I actually don't want to see it live. And I don't even hear people say like, Lin-Manuel Miranda's not even in the show out on Broadway. No, they still want to go and experience the live experience. And so I think it's actually more shameful that slime tutorials are happening, but yet pro shots aren't. There is clearly a market. Me. I want it, okay? So anyways, darlings, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that you're okay with this kind of new format. On Mondays, I'm going live. We're talking about musicals. So this Monday, I know it's Memorial Day weekend and stuff, but Monday, 8 p.m. East Coast time here, we're going to go live and we're going to talk about Meet Me in St. Louis. I have thoughts on it and I can't wait to share it with you. And maybe you could go ahead and watch the musical, come in and we can talk all about it, or just come in to have a chat. I think it will be fun. All right, darling. So without further ado, take care, darling. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah. Bye.